Hi guys, I'm Daddy Freeze, convener of the Free the Sheeple movement and leader of the Free Nation in Christ. I greet you and I bring glad tidings. So there was a story in the newspapers, sorry, I said on the blogs, about Pastor David Ibiyomie. And he said that long distance relationships, no voice, oh sorry. Hello, can you hear me now on Instagram? Instagram people, can you hear me now? Instagram people, if you can hear me, they couldn't hear me. Instagram people, can you hear me now? Ify, can you hear me? You all can hear me. All right. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, SBK, how are you doing? On TikTok, I'm looking for my number one gifter. And of course, my number two gifter. SKB is my number one gifter. Big shout out to SKB. SKB is my number one gifter, and Olajide is my number two gifter. I'm looking for my number one and my number two gifter. Special shout outs to my number one gifter. And I'm gonna get you guys to follow my number one gifter. Just check them up. My two number one and number two gifters. Follow them up right now. I'm looking for 100 money guns. Let's make this happen. We're gonna talk about long distance Canada, Nigeria relationships or marriages, as the case may be. I'm not gonna take too much of your time. If you're watching on YouTube, remember to send me super chats and super stickers. Destiny Charles, they say you insult me. Hey, if I face you now, it go be like say, waiting in talk. Waiting in talk. Let me sell my market before. If you're watching on Facebook, remember to send me stars. Search for Daddy Freeze on Facebook. Scroll down to today's video. Bottom left hand corner, you see how to buy my stars. If you're watching on YouTube, send me super chats and super stickers. If you're watching on TikTok, I'm looking for my number one gifter and my number two gifter. Follow my top gifters. My number two gifter is Christian. That's my number two gifter. If you're watching on TikTok, remember I'm looking for money guns. So knock that screen, double knock that screen, share that screen. Okay, somebody here insulted me. Destiny Charles 26. Destiny Charles, I don't know why they'll name me a hopeless destiny-less child. Iwoto Nero. Show mokwe kadara eni your destiny is po ma shofo. Let jẹ́ kán bẹ́ẹ̀ túmọ̀ ẹ̀. Wọ́n àkọọ́lẹ̀ ó ti wà ní àkọọ́lẹ̀ pé ó máa ṣòfò pé ó máa ṣorí burúkú. You will be unfortunate. Ó garùn wọnú láìvù mi bí iṣí bí èṣù. Wọ́n ń wẹ́ran ní pọ́ọ̀tù pọ̀ mọ́ ń yọjú. Ṣérú ẹ̀ ló ń wà ní. Mo ti block destiny ẹ̀. I literally blocked his destiny. His name is Destiny and I blocked his destiny. Ẹni tí ò ní destiny olórí burúkú. Kó tó dàbí awọ ràkúnmí. Ó ṣorí bí orí ògòǹgò. Ó wá sórí live mi. Ó ń tọ́ bí àkèrè. If I enter am now, it go be like say I wicked. How you go come person live begin dey talk say make I go sleep? Where your papa dey do security work, in dey sleep. So please let me go back to my topic. How are you guys doing? Okay, so the topic is what Pastor Ibiyomie said about long distance marriages. I'm not a big fan of the pastor. We're not friends. We're not cool. We don't preach the same doctrine. But the fact that I'm not his friend or his fan or his church member does not mean I will see the truth and say it's a lie. This Canada, Nigeria, London, UK, Nigeria, America relationship, I don't they complain am they come. I don't they complain am they come. So what he said is 150% true. Some people will manage it, but there are not many. Some people will manage it, but there are not many. Most marriages, all this jackpot marriage, husband they Canada, wife they Mexico, unto say they find this money to work go struggle. Oh. Many of you are in open marriages, una no just know. Na money make una do open marriage, una no just know. It works for a few. Anything will work for few. No be work. Oh. If you went to buy malaria medicine and they told you this malaria medicine I want to buy, only 2 people out of 20 they survive if they drink them. You go drink that medicine. It's very hard. Let's tell ourselves the truth. It is very hard. Many of you don't know. Say, now open marriage, una they enter. And I'm going to discuss it today in abundance. Before I go into it, I've noticed that a lot of people complain about the gifts we receive on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. My stars on Facebook, my super chats and super stickers on YouTube, and my money guns and all the other nice things I get on Facebook. So I want to give a bit of clarity here. First things first, I need you to understand that I was on the radio on Nigeria Info for 2 years. Ada is not here. Where is Ada? Let me even look for Ada. Ada will tell you. Oh, okay. Ada, they busy. Someone said if they get low libido, it go work. You'll be amazed that intercourse is not based on libido. There are some women who will sleep with their bosses for money, not direct money, for promotion. It has nothing to do with libido. They don't want to do it, they don't enjoy it, but they do it for a reason. We're going to get to that. Let me finish what I was saying. So, let me take this to another level. Let me just take this to another level, yeah. Let me finish what I was trying to say before I get interrupted and come back to the topic. Good morning, Ada. How are you, my darling? I was looking for you earlier on. Ada and I worked in Nigeria Info for 2 years. The way I do my show on the radio, right from my Cool FM days, Ada is here, she'll bear my witness. Baba, you talk anyhow, I go cost you for national radio. Radio will not be my papa get am. So you can imagine what will happen to you on my live when I me get the live. Radio will not be my papa get am. If you talk anyhow, I will curse you out on the ask Ada. So, do you know how many people have cursed out on the radio? I've told them that they should go and sleep, that they are fools on the radio, public radio. Nobody they do, only me they do, and they get away with them. And my show was number 1. From the day I climbed the show started rising till he got to number one. Ada is here, she will tell you. So don't think that if I could curse people out on national radio where I get Oga, I don't get Oga for my life. I get Ogas for my radio. They didn't like it, they fought me, but my excuse always was, I'm number one. I will literally tell you, use your hand, and I tell people from radio, say, use your hand and cut that call you used to call me, so that I'll not have to cut. And they cut people for radio. I said, I will cut your call. NBC is against NBC rules. NBC rules don't apply to me where I am now. It is against NBC rules to be rude to your callers. Me, I dey shake me for them. And I go tell you, say, this radio station, don't ever listen to this radio station. Don't ever call this radio station again. They will follow me fight. Your guys, they gather me, say, why they do that? I say, but I'm number one. Your people that are begging people to listen to them, how many people are listening to them? I'm number one. So it was always my excuse. They used to hate it. They used to get angry with me, but I was number one. No matter how they did the ratings up, they did the ratings down, I was always top 3. And then for like one whole year, like 6 months of the year before I left, I was on number 1. Another maintained it till number 1 till today, still number 1. They brought one guy to come and join Ada. People did not want the guy, despite the fact that they cost a lot of their mama. But they still don't want the guy. So you need to understand that when you come to my live, I am very expressive. And if it means, if you cross me, Ada is still number 1. Almost 2 years later. So for the last 6 months of the show, I was number 1. I handed it over to Ada at number 1, and Ada maintained it at number 1 for nearly 2 years. That's how I signed off Nigeria Info. Telling the people that you don't have to listen to my radio station. I used to tell people that as you tune the dial before you reach 99.3, you go past like 10 radio stations. Waiting make you no listen to them. Why they come my own? People tell me, my God, but you can't say that to the audience. I'm like, I can. I'm number 1. The ones I told yesterday I stopped listening to me, I'm still number 1. Let them go and listen to somebody else. So when we came live, what was the show about? Exactly what I do today. I just come and I talk any nonsense. I feel like talking for 2 hours and I close the mic and I go home. Brahma Billion said reverse psychology. Reverse psychology how? It's like you just heard that word. You were stumbling around in the dark. Learn to tikolos. One boy, be a gababa. On garun be igun. Wani reverse psychology is like you just decided on a Wednesday morning, Nidaji Wednesday, as in how do you cross into somebody's life and just you know me, I'm shutting it down as you want that craze where you want craze. I go dab you go there, okay. So can I continue? Thank you very much. So if you're watching on TikTok, I'm looking for my number 1 gifter. Big shout out to my number 1 gifter, Andy_841. That's my number 1 gifter. My number 2 gifter on TikTok right now is Ezekiel Patrickson. I'm looking for my number 1 gifter. Oh, the glory of vintage. Thank you so much, Glory. You sent me $1. It's £1.99, £2 on YouTube. You can send me super chats on YouTube if you are watching me. Let me continue my story. So I've noticed a lot of people coming to say that Freeze, you are coming to beg on your platforms. It's like, you are daft. I'm sorry, but if you don't like to listen to me, we tune off. This night is the night me and you will drag it to the point where you will tune off. This is how they used to warn me on the radio, and I used to be number 1. This is how they used to warn me on the radio, and I would still be number 1. Don't cross me. Let me tell you, I don't need you to listen to me. If I do this live and 20 people are listening to me, it is okay. 20 people talking on listening to me is fine. I have almost 600 people listening to me, out of these 600, 583. Let's say the 83 on top are my listeners. The remaining 500 are written that they call the monitoring spirits. Because if every single one of you bought $1 of my super chats, I will have $500 this night. 568. All of you bought $1. $1. I will have 500. I will go home this night with $573. I have $140 people watching me on Facebook. If each of them bought $1, I will have another $140. On YouTube, 107 people watching, $1, another $107. By the time I close this night with TikTok, 105 people watching. By the time I close my live this night, I will go home with about $1,000. Gist love our sharing. I'm just trying to give you an example. So if at the end of the night today, I go home with $200 across all platforms, just know that some people came here to be monitoring spirits. Let me break this down to you here. Now, you all need to understand that this is not how we make money. This is just a little plus the platforms added so they can make money and we can make whatever you gift me. Facebook, YouTube, TikTok collect 40%. Can we talk? Whatever you gift me, if you gift me $1, I get 60 cents. The platforms get the remaining 40% or 40 cents. This is not how we make money. You will never understand how we make money. It is always going to be a mystery to the how do they call them? The spiritually unopened. Why did Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok create this opportunity for their content creators so that they can receive gifts? And to encourage the content creators to continue creating content, especially lives. A lot of people can't, you know what it takes to host a live video every night? Do you think it's easy to host a live video? Many people either can't do it or can't sustain it. So they added these things. Okay, you know what? Do you know on TikTok, you hardly get paid for the videos, you get paid for the lives. And TikTok doesn't pay you. It's your listeners that pays on TikTok. And of course, the platforms are all taxed. So when we come and we say, buy our stars, buy our this, buy our that, I'm not the one that created the stars. You are not buying the stars and paying into my account. You are buying TikTok's money guns, Facebook stars, and YouTube super chat, super stickers, and supers. Because YouTube created that platform. There are some very jealous people. Some people are bricklayers. Some people are just wasted efforts of male and female genitalia of their parents who could have been busy doing something else. Instead decided to come together and bring forth a wasted destiny. That's what some people are. You will come to my live and start talking all sorts of crap. Let me tell you something. I'm warning you now. We are not begging. It is not begging. The platforms created the opportunities and they make money off it. If you don't like it, go. Davido saying go hawk in market for head. I know they sing. Now my own market be this. If you don't like it, carry your bag and go. Anybody that says we beg, that's his problem. Anybody that says we beg, Facebook did not call it begging. What did Facebook call it? What did Facebook call it? It says gifts. What did TikTok call it? There's no way where it is begging. Have you ever heard me say, please now buy my stars? I say, buy my stars. I'm going to give a shout out to the person who's my number one. It's like you are at a party. Do you know people go and pay the musician and tell the musician to hail them? Have you ever heard me say, please now buy my stars? I you only that about stars. If you don't buy my stars, it no go better for you. Make we do one like that. No turn on to rough. So when you come and say somebody is begging for stars, because I've been seeing all those begging. You don't know waiting be begging. Let me show you begging. Please, guys, come and buy my stars. Help me buy my stars now. That's begging. How do I do it? I'm looking for my number one gifter. Oh, yeah, my number one gifter. I'm going to give you a shout out for being my number one gifter. That's not begging. Someone like Coco Boy goes and buys me 2,000 stars, and I start to hail him. Coco Boy, why sharing better guy? Coco Boy. Dolakpo say, talk about the topic you pin. Ask your papa to talk about town for house. If your head no correct. And they talk, waiting I want talk. When I want talk, they tell me. Like I don't tell you, say, Baba, log out. I feel decide say that I want to talk about from now. And if you don't like him, log out. So nobody, God bless you, just love a 5-star general, Ashiri. Nobody can come to my life and say they are always begging for stars. Anybody we talk down about Bele the warrior. Do you know? Hold on. Do you know the qualifications you have to have before you can get stars on Facebook? How many celebrities in Nigeria have their stars open? Do you know what it takes? The only one that is direct that you can is TikTok. The only qualification for TikTok to have the gifting system is you must have 1,000 followers so you can go live. Without 1,000 followers, you can't go live. But the rest of them, Facebook, you'll be on it for 2 years before you get stars. Ask anybody. You will be on it for 2 years. You apply and you'll be working for 2 years before they open their stars. YouTube, do you know what the criteria is? You have to have a certain number of watch hours. If you don't have that watch hours, they will not open it for you. So when somebody, a grown man will come up or a grown woman will come up and say, we are begging for stars, that person had his stupidity served to him a la carte. He did not even order it buffet. He sat down, they came to serve him. Then you will be stupid for the rest of your life. But a la carte. So all these people that are coming, people are begging, nobody is begging anybody. I don't talk am today. If you don't like am, log out. If you don't buy my style, no go better for you. No do one like that. No turn out to rough. So I dey shake pay for those who no buy my stars. That's how I dey do am. If you don't buy my stars, if you don't buy my money gun, if you don't buy my super chat, it no go better for you. Finish. So all of us dey crazy, abi. Once I'm done, someone said, even if you beg, it's nothing wrong if you want to beg. Me, I will not beg. I've never begged anybody for anything before. So come and see, that's how they make their money. Do you have an idea? There's this lover in the house. Ask this lover how they make money online. Make you know, say whether not stars and we this is just to show appreciation for the fact that we are dedicating our time to give you good content, premium content. You will come today, you come tomorrow, you come next week. I could better off be sleeping. So make we just keep them like that. Now I want to go to today's topic. It's a lot of handwork. Oh. You think it's easy to sit down and talk and deal with issues that you people, there's almost 600 people watching on at 2 a.m. I have 600 people literally watching me on on Instagram alone. 600 people. What's the motivation that will come tomorrow? What's the motivation? Instagram does not pay anything. If I did this twice a week, who will be entertaining you? If I did this twice a week, who will be entertaining you for the if I decide, okay, I want to be Monday and Friday, who will be entertaining you? Some of you that are dealing with insomnia, some of you are dealing with spiritual problems, some of you you don't have direction in your life, you are looking for what to entertain you. Some of you just want to have fun, meet people, just in the comment section. Who will be entertaining you? So if I decide that, okay, instead of this, let me go and do something that will make me money this time of the night, who will be entertaining you? So please, let me put it all to you. If you are not entertained, leave. If you are entertained, go to my TikTok now, go to my Facebook and YouTube and go and buy my stars. How do you buy stars on Facebook? Go to Facebook, search for Daddy Freeze, DADDYFREEZE. Scroll down to today's video. When you see what I'm talking about on today's video, click on it. That's how you buy me stars. If you're watching on YouTube, it's simple. It's called super chat, super stickers. YouTube has made 3 or 4 different types. Super likes. Just go there on YouTube and get my super likes. If you're watching on TikTok, just like this very beautiful person, Osa_A, he just sent me 3 money guns. These are my audience. Omasomas719 also sent me 1 money gun. These are the people that are my audience, not the, what do they call them? Monitoring spirits that are following me up and down, not knowing what to say. These are my Omasomas719 is my number 2 gifter, and my number 1 gifter is Osaro Ehigiam. That's my number 1 gifter. Oh yeah, if you're watching on TikTok, double click the screen, share the video. I'm looking for 100 money guns. Let's make this happen. Let's make this happen, Baba. As long as business day there, you will see me there. I did there. I know they waste any time. I know they waste any time. So Vidoma sent me a chat. Let me read that. The person says, I'm divorced now. Pray for me to bounce back. What happened? He said, distance. Vidoma is here. I thought you were preparing to move. She withdrew the application. I guess she moved on with someone else and don't want me to come over to see what's up. But it's fine. Life happens. So Pastor Ibiyomie is not wrong. Like I said, Pastor Ibiyomie is not my friend, though. We don't like ourselves. We don't like ourselves. I'm sure if you go and say Daddy Freeze, we do. But whether he's my friend or not, whether I'm a member of his church or not, whether he believes in the Free Nation doctrine or not, he has said what is very true and you need to address. All of you leaving your marriages to go abroad, planning to bring the other person later, you are sitting on a long thing. Let me bring my spoon that I used to flog people. Long distance relationships, long distance dating has scam, come in marriage. Someone said I sent stars on Facebook. I haven't seen stars on Facebook. Oh. I don't know what happened to Facebook. Oh. So let me bring Vidoma. I can't see my stars. Oh. You see, when you say not in all cases, stop working with, like you say, there are people who smoke cigarettes all their lives and never got lung cancer. That's not the majority. That's not the part of the statistics you work with. Let me give you another statistics. If a man sleeps with a woman who is lubricated and the woman is HIV positive, the possibility that he will contact the virus is 1 in 100 or 1 in 1,000. But men are still catching the virus. That 1 in 1,000 we go catch him. If he be your papa, oh. Let me bring Vidoma. Vidoma, let me hear from you before we even go any further, because me too have a lot to share. Vidoma, let's hear from you. While you're watching on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram, please remember to send me my super stickers, super chats. How are you?
Good evening. Fine, yes.
Good evening, Vidoma. Let's hear your story. Let's hear from you. Please remember to keep it clean, oh.
Okay. The story I shared with you is actually one of my friends, like a very good friend of mine that contacted me. Actually, I helped him out when he came to Abuja to process his visa. So I was so shocked when he reached out to me telling me that the visa was the wife cancelled the visa. They've been married for 5 years, according to him. That was actually before she traveled, though not like the process. Like they've been married for 5 years in Nigeria before she traveled.
Do they
She's
have any
actually living
children?
in
Do they have any
no
children?
kids, no kids yet. Just the two, just him and the lady.
Hmm.
So they prepared for her to move out. She moved out. She has been there for 2 years now, and so it was now his turn, for her to prepare the visa for so he can come. Only for
Hmm.
him, after he has already finished his interview and everything. So we were just waiting for, okay, oh, this is your visa approval. Everything has been. Only for him to reach out to me that he's getting a divorce. I was like, what happened? I don't understand. He said, so then we're like, I think maybe she's married or something, because how would someone that both of you started something all of a sudden? Because if you read the chat, I asked him, did you cheat? He said no. Did you do something that maybe, women, she might be putting someone to watch over you and you wouldn't know? He said no, he's not living that kind of life. And I was like, oh, maybe she has moved on with her life and stuff like that, or maybe she's married. And you know things like this, I don't advise people to do it. Some might work. I'm not saying it's all scam. I know there are some good people out there, but majority of it is just scam. Like, body no be firewood, you understand? You
Mm-hmm.
know, go come carry petrol, come keep close to fire. You go come expect and say, make the petrol quench the fire. No, the petrol goes, it will lighten more flame, you get. So you guys should be very, very careful about these things. For me, it's a no-no. I don't buy the idea of distant relationship. It's a no-no for me.
Hmm. 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 Hmm.
Yeah.
What do you think in
Because
your... Okay, continue what you were saying.
you know, with my work experience and stuff like I've seen, I can tell you that the majority of people that are cheating is actually married people.
Hmm.
I'm speaking based on my work and what I've seen. You get, and now it's even getting worse because the rate of married women that are seeing cheating as nothing is very, very alarming. It's
Hmm.
too much. It's too much. So now you can imagine that someone is in Nigeria and is doing that. Then compare it with someone that is she's in Canada, with the code and everything, the distance you get back from work, nobody to rub your back, nobody to say, oh, babe, welcome, how was work, stuff, massage, things that couple do, things to spicing up your marriages and relationship. The person is not physically there. When you want fakafiki, nobody go there to give you fakafiki. You no go really fakafiki where you collect from video, no go there like the one where you collect physical.
I'm telling you.
The difference is always clear. So there's no need for us to be pretending and be lying to ourselves. There are things we can't ask. Like, you can't ask your partner, hey, oh, babe, have you slept? Have you done fakafiki with someone there? What do you expect the person to say? Yes or no? He will tell you what you want to hear, which is, no, baby, I'm keeping myself for you. I'm waiting for you. I can't wait to meet you. You get? That's just the truth. Nobody will do fakafiki with someone else and come and tell the other person that, my love, I did fakafiki because I did not see you. It's not possible, dear. Not you they catch the thief. The marriage gas work, the relationship gas work, but at the end of the day, we know the truth. So, for me, distant relationship is a no-no.
For me too, it's a no. It's a no. That money that, hey, Ify, my sister, how are you doing? That money. Someone says if both partners are abroad, one is in the UK and one is in Canada. Now, if both partners are abroad, the tendency to cheat is reduced. You know why? Because UK people have rights. If they catch you cheating, they will collect something from you, especially if for instance, I'm married to Ibiyomie and I know she's cheating. All I need to do is make sure I'm poorer than her. She will feed me. If I get a divorce, she will feed me. I will claim all sorts of emotional damage. I'll claim all sorts of things. She will feed me. But you see, Nigerian man no get any rights. So they will want my die no Ibiyomie Ibiyomie, they will pour you away like wash and basin water. Anyway, before I continue talking my own, remember, if you're watching on TikTok, double click the screen, knock that screen, knock double click the screen. Omas is my number one gifter, Omas 719. My number two gifter on TikTok right now. Big shout out to Tokbe Tosin. That's my number two gifter. Edo's Papa was my number one gifter earlier on. Edo's Papa is beginning to send his gifts in again. I'm looking for those money guns. Send them in. Send those money guns in. Help me reach my target if you're watching on TikTok. Big shout out to you. Over to you, Ify. How are you doing, my darling?
I'm fine, Daddy, please.
So what is your take on the matter?
So busy. Sorry, say that again.
What's your take on the matter?
Okay. Daddy, please, I think that, like, what you're saying is true, right? But I feel like there's a lot of other things to it. First of all, long distance marriages would never, ever, ever work. But then again, there are two other types of marriages that, like, there are people who are in Canada, who are abroad, and they are cheating. Their spouses are here, and they are cheating. There are people who are in Nigeria, and you go and bring your spouse. Like, you go back to Nigeria and you marry someone, and he's only marrying you for paper. So we need to also consider those other ones. So in as much as long distance marriage is not ideal, like it's less than ideal, it would never ever work, there are still people who are in the same city with their spouses and they're still cheating. Just like Ibiyomie said that married men even cheat more than single people. Abroad too, married women are cheating more than single people. But let me not loud before they come and stone me, right? But it's the truth. It's the truth. Married people are cheating. So, like, when we say that it's not working, at the end of the day, I don't even understand what's happening, because when you're single and you're seeing all these things, it leaves little to be desired at the end of the day, because married people, you're seeing them cheating. The majority of them are not happy. And then someone is telling you, and there's still some, okay, there's still some long distance marriages that work, right? There are still people who you find that their husbands are in Nigeria and it's working out perfectly for them. When you ask the wife, she'll say yes.
We cannot normalize. My problem is we cannot normalize the minority.
Well,
you can't normalize a minority. It's like saying that there are people who smoke and don't get cancer. It's a minority. You can't say there are people who don't smoke and have a healthy life. It's a minority. Unless you can say, yeah.
You know what I think? I think at the end of the day, really, it's what works for you. Because in as much as we can normalize the minority, we can't also generalize.
That's why we have statistics. That's why they accept some medicines and they don't accept some medicines. That is why stuff like Novalgene and chloroquine were once considered lifesavers, but they are now considered poison because of the way it affects the population. So when you're sitting down, do you realize that even the Bible says the only time a couple should stay away from one another is if they are praying, and they must come together quickly to avoid temptation. I can give you the verse to read. Paul said, avoid it because of your... Paul was not talking to... He was not talking to mechanics. He was not talking... Vidoma, do you have a Bible? Vidoma?
Yes.
Do you have a Bible there?
No. Unless I have to get another phone.
Ify, do you have a Bible there?
On my phone, Daddy Freeze.
Good.
My mom is with my Bible.
Okay, good. I want you to read this.
But I could go get it from her.
No need. Phone Bible is perfectly fine.
Is there a way to bring it on the screen?
No need. 1 Corinthians chapter 7 verse 5. Read it. NLT or NIV or the newer versions are always better, so people can understand the English better. We have somebody else with us. Hello, sir.
Let me get my Bible.
Hello, sir. The person just can't lock my live. This thing. Yes. Okay, you want to look at it on your same phone?
Yeah.
No, it won't work. It won't work. Yeah. You have to use another phone. If you had another phone, it's fine. You know.
But it's not charged.
No problem. Let me wait for Vidoma to go and get. In the meantime, let me bring somebody else.
I have one phone here that I...
Let me bring somebody else.
Just forget that I have... It's somewhere. I've lost the phone.
What's that noise? Joyous Wealth. What kind of... You are making noise. Switch off mute your mic. Please, if you are in such a noisy place, why would you send a request? If you are in such a noisy place, why would you send such a request? Please, anybody that sends all these requests, I will block you so you not come and be locking up my live. Don, my father. Let me see if that one can work. Biola, I'm bringing you next.
Yes, you said First Corinthians what?
1 Corinthians chapter 7, verse 5. I thought Daron. Mute your mic, mute your mic, mute your mic. Anybody that is in a noisy place should mute their mic.
What is going on?
Baba, you are in a noisy place. You get picking where they cry. As you come the live, you go mute them. Can't go where they quiet. I don't know what they use noise do now. Are you ready? Can't you hear the two people that are here? Can't you hear how quiet it is? You did factory they call. Please, if you're watching on TikTok, remember to send me my money guns. Big shout out to you. I'm looking for 100 money guns. Let's make this happen. If you're enjoying the live, send me the money guns. My number one gifter is Tokbe Tosin, my number one gifter, and my number two gifter. Big shout out to them. My number two gifter is Edo's Papa. Edo's Papa rose to my number two gifter. It was my number one gifter the other time. All right. Hey, Theophilos just sent me a money gun. Big shout out to you, Theophilos. Theophilos Nsiko. Thank you so much. All right, Vidoma, are you ready?
Okay, dear, I'm there.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, First Corinthians chapter 7,
Yes, verse 5.
verse 5. Okay, this is my. Okay, it says, "Do not deprive each other, except perhaps by mutual consent and for a time, so that you may devote yourselves to prayer. Then come together again, so that Satan will not tempt you because of your lack of self-control."
Because of your lack of self-control. This is Paul telling the church that say you get self-control. Don't deprive one another of intimacy. If you read, what version did you read? NIV, Abi. If you read NLT, it clearly says intimacy. Do not deprive one another so that you will not be tempted. So, and you must come together quickly so you are not tempted. Do you realize what it is to be living inside Canada way cold? Canada way cold like winch.
I see that we're legendary for cold.
As in,
It's actually very cold in Canada.
Canada way cold like winch. Now you want to send your wife go. I remember my vulcanizer. Not my vulcanizer, my panel beater. His name was Muse. Now so Muse send him wife go abroad. The two of them applied for visa. They gave him wife. They didn't give him. In wife waka. He no reach 2 years. In wife come back. Can't do introduction with another person. The first time when you see wife like this now with Bele. Now with Bele, somebody say not all women are like that. You cannot base your life on a minority. You cannot. You cannot. You do not base a strategy. It's like saying, do you know there are people who took no medicine for cancer and they survived? How many?
Sure.
Maybe 2% of the population. Join them now and see whether.
Advocate, but I agree with you, though.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Biola, I sent you a request. Where are you? I'm looking for you. It's you I need today. Oh. Let me try this engineer Matthew. Biola, why did you say no? I want to hear your perspective.
thing again that it freezes, like a lot of reasons would make people stay apart, right? We don't have to discredit those reasons. Like, let's say, for instance, I have I'm married to a man who is earning, say, $30,000 every month somewhere. And if he was to move back to Canada, he's probably going to be earning, say, maybe $5,000. It would be unfair for me, especially if he really loves the job and he likes the security it provides for him and his family. It would be unfair for me as his wife to ask him to move to Canada. However, this is where I still agree with you. It shouldn't be for a prolonged period of time, right? You should say, okay, we're doing this for a year or 2 or 3. And, just do all the work you can, make all the money you can, and then we find something else. Or I move to where you are. So that would make more sense,
Now, let me
But like
explain something to you, yeah? Let me explain something to you. I have a family member whose wife and kids are abroad. He's doing very well in Nigeria. Every 2-3 months, he hop go see family. One day he just told me that Baba in they relocate, in they live in business for Nigeria, saying they relocate. I said, why? But you're doing so well. And every 2-3 months you hop and go and see them. He said each time he hops and goes to see them, his daughter, the last time he went, his daughter don't they fight karate. The next time he went, his daughter don't sabi how to swim. The next time he went, his daughter can sing. So he's like, he just goes there and sees a strange situation. His daughter has done these things in 3 months. And he's not a part of that growth process. He says, you know what? I don't mind going abroad and working 9 to 5. Just so that I can be a part of my children's lives. Do you understand? Just so that I can be a part of my children's lives, I am willing to forfeit the money I'm making. I'm willing, and these are the things you need to consider. If you are in Nigeria, women know how to push you and emotionally wind you. Let's go abroad, let's go abroad, let's go abroad. One day, if you are not mentally ready for it, don't. Now I understand when you two are suffering in Nigeria. If you are earning 70,000 naira a month in Nigeria, your prospects are very low. If you have the opportunity to jackpot. But when you are a bank manager in Nigeria and you are earning 1 million naira a month, you want to go and jackpot and start doing for work. Because whether you like it or not, I know people are lawyers in Nigeria who are doing afofuro. In the UK.
Lawyers who are doing what?
Afofuro.
Okay. Well, then please, I'll just say one thing. The thing that we need to understand is that when, as a lawyer, you immigrate to a new country, you would have that phase where you're still trying to settle in, you're still trying to get your license, So no one should actually be made to feel bad for being.
My question is, if you are a successful lawyer in Nigeria, why are you relocating? If you're a successful lawyer in Nigeria, why are you relocating?
It depends. People relocate for different reasons.
What are the reasons?
When I relocated, I wasn't doing badly.
Now, hold on. As a single girl, you can relocate. As a man under 35, even if you have a family, you can relocate. But if you are older than 40 and you are relocating, unless you are in extreme poverty in Nigeria, relocation is a problem.
Yeah, it's problematic for a lot of reasons. Because at 40, reality, I want to believe that you're set in your ways. You're not very fluid. You're not very flexible.
Your
To adapt
situation is by
to.
itself is set in its ways. Now, when you travel
Yeah.
abroad with little kids, you enjoy the benefits of having a child abroad, which is they will give you benefits, they will give you this, they will give you that, blah, 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 blah. When you travel abroad with teenagers that are on their way to university, Baba, now bill, you won't go put yourself inside, though. University is not free. Oh. So you have an 18-year-old, you have
But
a
the thing
16-year-old,
is,
and you
but
have a
let me
10-year-old.
say one more thing.
You are not going to enjoy abroad, though. You will walk like a
It depends on how you travel abroad, right? Say for Canada, for instance, when you come to Canada, everyone has, especially when you're a permanent resident, everyone has free medicals. So I basically go to the hospital. If they have to admit me, fine. I stay there for
Hold
the
on.
length of
How
time.
much is
Doctor
university
needs
in
me to
Canada?
stay.
How much is university in Canada?
It depends. There's a different fee for international students. There's a different fee for Canadian permanent residents.
For
and
Canadian
citizens.
permanent residents, how much is university?
So let's say if international students are paying 15,000, a permanent resident will probably pay about 7,000.
Okay, so let's talk about 7,000.
So it's like half.
7,000 a year, Abby.
Yeah, I think of per semester.
Okay, 7,000 a semester.
It's a year.
Okay, 7,000
But I stand to be corrected.
a year or a semester. $7,000 is about 6 million naira. Unless you are studying medicine in a private university, you can never pay that much in Nigeria. This healthcare this healthcare that people are saying is free. You will never spend 6 million naira a year on healthcare unless you are treating cancer. So
sometimes in the whole year I don't even go to the hospital. The beauty of it, not that the freeze, it's just our system back home isn't working.
Someone said it's per semester, so that's you are paying 14 million a year. Now you have two children.
You don't have to spend as much as 7K. You don't even pay anything extra for health care. You don't pay anything extra for health care.
Now hold on. If I relocated with my family, now would I be treated as a permanent resident or would I be treated as a visitor?
It depends on how you relocate. So if you get a permanent resident visa, then you're a permanent resident.
Okay, so as a permanent resident,
you're basically on your own.
As a permanent resident, am I going to be treated as a international or a local person?
Local.
Okay. Hold on. Do you realize how expensive it is to live with a family in Canada? I was watching one documentary today. They said for a family of 4, you will spend about $5,000 a month in Canada.
That's subjective.
That's your rent. Hold on, including your rent, your phone, your Wi-Fi. They calculated everything. Your transportation, everything will cost you about $5,000 a month.
It depends. If you're renting, you're not going to spend that amount. But if you have a mortgage and say your mortgage is about...
It depends. If you are staying in Toronto, you probably spend more than that.
Yeah.
So let's look at $5,000.
I don't have kids, so I don't know how much people spend on their kids.
Food. Now hold on. If you have how many rooms do you have in your house?
I have 3 rooms and the rec room.
If you had a husband and 2 children, you have more than 3 rooms.
Well, if I have kids, perhaps I'll buy a bigger house.
You buy a bigger house, and that's going to be more expensive. Now hold on. If you spend 5K a month, do you know that's 60K a year?
But at the freeze, you're failing to realize that you earn in dollars.
That's what I'm saying. How many people in Canada earn $60,000 a year?
But don't ask me that, freeze.
How many people in Canada earn $100,000 a year? So after they've removed their basic feeding and their needs, and this is for children that are not in university. So if you have two children in the university, let's say you are making $100,000 a year, your life what is it called, is going to chop you about 60K out of that 100K. Then you have two kids.
And you know,
Hold
about
on.
one person's income.
Hold on. One person's income. Let's say the two
But
of you
there
are
are two.
earning 160K, right? Of which 60K is going to, and this family works together. It's not that the man is hiding his money, the wife is hiding her money. The two of
Yeah,
them are
you
working
rarely hide
together.
your money abroad.
You have eaten, daily living, rent, mortgage. You have spent 60K, gone. Now hold on. Out of $160,000 a month in Canada, you will pay at least 30 to 40% tax, depending on where you are.
Yeah, depending on your tax
The
bracket.
lowest tax bracket is 30%. Are you aware? So the two of you are earning
I know, because I
$160,000.
don't like tax season.
$160,000 times 0.7, which is what is left after tax. You are left with $112,000 minus $60,000, which is your annual expenditure. You are left with $52,000 minus $28,000 for two children in the university. You are left with $24,000 a year.
Daddy Freeze, the truth is that a lot of people have more than one jobs, and their families where, like, I'm working one job, it works for me, right?
You are working one job because you don't have that many dependents. Now,
So even if I had many
would I want to go to Canada? Hold on. Would I want to go to Canada and work two jobs when I don't need to work two jobs to send my children to school in Nigeria?
I don't have to work two jobs, Daddy Freeze.
If you have two children in the university, we used to have this energy.
That's why it's good that I came to Canada when I was young. By the time my kids are in the university, when I have them, I would have made plans for them.
All right, Ibis Love Haven, let's hear from you, my sister, because I know you are in Canada.
Good evening, sir. That was a long one. I would start with the long distance relationship. The truth is, that wasn't how God designed it. God said a man and woman would, they would click together and become one. Especially if they've been married. Because if you've been fiki, if you are, I don't know how to say this, if you've been very, very active in that area, it is very, very difficult. That wasn't how God designed it. But at the same time, I want us to know that a lot of people are not doing it because they want to do it. It's because of their greener pasture. So a lot of people, it's not as if they are comfortable doing it. It's not a choice. Some of them are doing it because, they are looking for a better life. And that's why I would not even, I wouldn't advise anyone, to stay away for more than 6 months, 1 year, to be doing that. The truth is, it's not advisable, right? We have people who are fortunate. They have their spouse coming 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 1 month. That is understandable. But for people, who are staying apart for 4 years, 5 years, I will not advise anyone to do that. But then that is freeze. We have people that are living, we cannot subject that to cheating. We have people that are living together in the same house, and the husband will go 12 a.m. and come back 6 in the morning. So we cannot subject, cheating is for only the people that are abroad. No, we've got people who are in Nigeria and they are not enjoying their marriage. So the ones that are abroad can even be enjoying more than the ones that are living together. And a lot of marriages are actually able to sustain their marriage right now because they get a break from each other. It's like you are gone for some months, you come back and they are okay. They see each other as and new again. So we cannot subject that to everybody in Canada is cheating.
Now, hold on.
Yeah.
Let me start tackling you from one step, because I did the same thing to Ifi. First things first, rich people, a rich man in Nigeria sending his wife and kids to Canada, and he comes to visit them once in 2 months, once in 3 months. That one no hard. That is the rich man's definition. He can afford it. So if the man is maybe a high level executive in an oil company, or a man who owns his own business in Nigeria and is earning well, and he just feels that, you know what, I don't want my children to be in this craziness called Nigeria. Let them go somewhere that is calm and sane. That one did different. I'm not talking about that man. I am talking about that couple with their 3 children that relocated to Canada struggling. The wife went, or the man went and he's supposed to bring the wife, or the wife went and he's supposed to bring the children and the husband. Then every year they bring one of the children, and then they are waiting to move the husband, and then divorce happens. That is what we're talking about. You see, when we look at the
But it doesn't work that way. So if you're bringing your kids, you're bringing them together because you fight for them together, except you exempt them from your application. So from day one, if you indicate that you have children and you have a wife, Canada, you cannot compare Canada to US. It's just because exactly. Pastor used Canada. That's a wrong. It shouldn't have even used Canada. It should have used US. US, they wait for application for 5 years.
You see, let me tell you, hold on. I know somebody. Listen, I know somebody
1 year.
who it's not everybody that gets this automatic one that you file with your children. It's not automatic. I know somebody that only the wife got, and the wife is in Canada, and the children they are trying every possible means to relocate. It is not as direct as you put. Do you know how hard it is to get Canada visa in Nigeria? Are you aware?
But the question, because it's not a country, I'm an immigration lawyer, so I know. But the question is, what kind of visa did she get?
Any type of visa. Any type. You see, when Nigerians are leaving,
because if you come in,
forget it. You live there. Listen to me. Let me tell you something. You live there. I live here. You live where they go to. I live among the people that are trying to go. So just as much as you think you are informed about the people who live there, I am equally informed because I know the people here that are trying to go there.
Okay, Daddy Freeze, let me say something. I know that this is not even part of the topic, but like I need to talk about.
Somebody just said it. He said Canada is for patient people. I swear to God.
And this only happened when the pandemic hit. When I came to Canada, I came through Express Entry, and my processing time was, I think, 6 months from the time I submitted to the time I got my visa. All this happened when the pandemic hit. Like anything I'm telling you about immigration law, except I tell you I stand to be corrected, I'm pretty sure. Lawyers in Canada, we just had a conference, immigration lawyers conference that we went, and IRCC came. Part of the issues that we were talking about was the long processing time. And they were reassuring us that they were going to bring it down considerably. Although we have other issues like them using the Chinook and all of those, their AI tools. Because right now, even if you apply for study permit, you're going to get it in under a month. No, study permits where? Yeah, right now.
That's what you people say on the paper. The reality does not reflect this.
Changed. Some of my clients get in 7 days. I'm not sure what they got. Honestly, you can check. You want to? I'm sure. Yeah. Okay. I'm sure. My friend too. She had clients that got in 10 days. You can get an answer. That's not true. You want to check? Because
even people in the comment section are not agreeing with you.
Application. I also had applications that I put in 2020, and I just got the approval last week, Thursday.
That's 3 years.
So it depends. That's 3 years. Then again, that's when the pandemic hit. 7 days, my sister, you really want to
Everybody's telling you that's 1 in a million.
There are people who get, and honestly, that the point though I'm trying to make is, it was when the pandemic hit that Canada visa tested. Right now, visitor visa is about 600 and I think 30 days. But I remember when my mom was coming for my call to the bar, it took them just 2 weeks to process. It's 300 and something days. I haven't checked in the last 2 weeks. But before the last 2 weeks, I checked, it was 600 and something. And then again, it's only a target date. Sometimes they process it faster, sometimes they process it, slower. So it depends. So sometimes I get
Somebody said Canada is for people that know how to wait in the Lord.
Okay, so sometimes I get an email from IRCC saying that a client's application has been transferred from one visa office to another visa office. That way you can expect, more delays. But like the whole point is just to say that people need to say the truth about what kind of visa. Because for instance, if you come to Canada with a work permit or a study permit, there is no way you should not be able to bring in your family members. It's only when you come by asylum and they are refusing to tell that it's the truth about how they came in. Yeah. Do you understand? You come in with asylum, you say you're this, you're that. And things you say, and then you can't have a family. Right? So sometimes that difference, they might not also be saying the truth.
How many people can afford to come legally to Canada?
A lot of people. Okay, for the most part, the majority.
If it was that easy.
Right? The only illegal acts that you can practically commit in Canada is you forge your documents to come in, or asylum is not even illegal. So maybe you forge your documents to come in. Canada is not US that
it's not exactly.
Honestly speaking. So whatever you do, maybe you probably forged your documents to come in. But you can't do mago to enter Canada and you'll be okay. You're going to run into a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
Whatever you're doing, you probably would have done it back home before coming here.
You see?
Exactly. And but let me chip in one more thing. You can't come into Canada with a visitor visa and expect to bring your family. There's no way, because you're a tourist in the country. You don't really have, any legal status per se.
My sister, if you apply to visit Canada together, you can stay. As a matter of fact,
yes.
Few months ago,
I'm saying when you come alone, let's clarify. When you come alone.
When you come, just listen to me, please. So,
except you get a job and they regularize your stay.
Explain. So, recently, Canada extended their visitors visa opportunity to 2025, which means if you're in Canada at the moment, or you get a Canadian visa, a visiting visa to come at the moment, if you get a job and the company is ready to fight for you, you can get it, then bring your people into
that's the regularization I'm talking about. But the $1 million question is how many people are ready to hire you and go through the LMIA process with you? Because I hope you know, for you to switch from a visitor visa to a working visa, you have to go through the LMIA process. A lot of employers don't want to do that.
That's the only this thing that they are doing. If you have money, you get it done. A lot of people, we have so many Nigerians here, they have companies. And they will give you, when you come there, the thing is they're just going to subject
True.
They just get to some level of slavery. So maybe you're supposed to be getting paid minimum wage. They can reduce it, right? Because they're helping you, right? So that's what they do. So
I refuse to comment on things like that.
Visiting visa right now.
Yeah.
This is a great opportunity for you to do that, because if you come here and you get a job, you can change from that. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Let's come back to the main topic. Hold on. Let's come back to the main topic as we round off. First things first, I want to announce this to you guys. If you are managing in Nigeria to the point where you are okay, if you are above 40 and you are earning from 750,000 naira and above, don't leave Nigeria for Canada or London or the USA. Don't do it. You will regret it. At 40,
Well, if you want, call that the freeze.
if you
It's
want,
not everybody that regrets it.
listen, you people are privileged. Always remember that you are the minority, not the majority. By the majority, I mean someone who's working in a bank. He earns 500K. His wife earns 450K. And they are above 40 and they have grown-up children. You will struggle abroad. You will struggle
Well,
abroad.
it depends.
Trust me, you will struggle. Abroad is for
If you're
young
an
people.
IT professional,
Even if you are an IT
have your
professional, once you have crossed a
and you're
certain
40,
age, you've crossed a certain age, it is going to be a struggle. At 40, you cannot work the way you can work when you are 20. Don't let anybody fool you. You will burn out and they will burn you out. And then you carry a lot of dependence. No matter how rosy that job is, the more dependence you have, the more stress you have. It's when you are not doing well at all in Nigeria that you can think of relocating.
You might not have enough information about dependents. If you have dependents here and they are below 18,
the government pays you.
That's why I'm saying grown-up children. When you have grown-up children, now hold on. You travel with a 16-year-old and a 14-year-old. In 2 years, you are going to start paying school fees for one. And in 4 years, you're going to start paying school fees for the other. A 40-year-old man will likely have a 15-year-old, a 10 to a 15-year-old child. A 45 will have a 20-year-old child. You travel abroad with a 20-year-old child, it is going to be stressed. These women have babies. Some of them are not married. They will tell you, I don't like to hear can.
That is, I feel like we're straight jacketing. That's what, because like it's relative, really, because
Ibiyomie, I want to bring somebody else that is a guy who can come and have a conversation with the ladies since they are in Canada. Thank you so much. If you're watching on YouTube, remember to send me my super chats and my super stickers. Ada says I should bring Coco Boy. Coco Boy, let's hear. The government will sponsor them. That's how it's easy that the government will sponsor them. Where's Coco Boy? Let's hear from Coco Boy. This is the first time I'm inviting Coco Boy to such a conversation. All right, Coco Boy, let's come. If you're watching on TikTok, remember to double click the screen. I'm rounding off in 5 minutes. Black Zillionaire, send me a request if you want me to add you. Send me a request. I cannot come and be typing your name in full. Coco Boy has joined. All right, Coco Boy, what is your take?
Coco Boy!
Hi, Coco Boy.
What's your take?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. All right, that is Freeze. How are you?
Very well, thank you, brother.
All right, great. So, personally, my take is, it doesn't apply to everyone because, my family, I think my dad was probably in his 50s when we came here, and my mom had a good job, and pretty much everything worked for us when we came here. So only if you're leaving Nigeria and your family will be in Nigeria, it will probably be a struggle for you. But if you're coming with your family and every one of you will be here, you set up yourself, and everything's gonna work for you. Yeah, for me personally, I'm speaking for myself.
Now, you talking about when you guys came 10 years ago, 12 years ago, 15 years ago, is totally different from now. One. Number two, I hate to use minorities as statistics.
No, for a fact, that I'm free. I know a lot of people
Nigerians are doing well.
Hold on. When you are past a certain age, if you are doing okay in Nigeria, by doing well, let me tell you something. Let me tell you, let's have a one-on-one talk. I don't know any Nigerian that lives on Knightsbridge in the UK. I don't know any Nigerian that lives on Sloan. So your doing well is relative to your Nigerian situation, not relative to the wait, not relative to the people there. Do you know how many billionaires Canada has? Just Google it. Number of billionaires in Canada. Just wait. Let's do this. Number of billionaires abroad. What you people consider doing well is doing average. Is not well, is average. They are 50, hold on. There are 53 billionaires in Canada. There are only 3 in Nigeria. So when you say you are doing well, what you consider doing well is comparing yourselves to your mates in Nigeria who are lavishing in poverty.
No, not true. Not true.
How many of you, hold on, sorry, how many of you earn $500,000 and above a year? Sorry. How many of you earn $500,000 a year in Canada? Talk.
I know people who earn that. Like, I personally know people who earn that.
How many? You see, what you guys don't realize is when you go abroad, there is abroad in the abroad. Jay-Z just bought a $200 million house in that same abroad. The average Nigerian lives, hold on, the average Nigerian lives in a 300K house.
Can afford that.
Eh?
You make it sound like everyone in Nigeria.
No, but what I'm saying is, if you are doing well in Nigeria, well is relative. Most of the people that live in most of the Nigerians, I stayed in a hotel in the UK. I'll call Tazebots and ask. I was there for 2 weeks. There was no black person in that hotel in central London. I've forgotten the name.
What hotel is that?
I want to remember the name of the hotel. I'll ask Tazebots.
How much is it per night?
I don't remember. The whole stay cost about £8,000. I'm not talking about Nigerian. Listen to me. I went there to eat breakfast every morning. I went to the restaurant. I think on one occasion we saw a black guy. There was no black person there. Forget Nigerian. There was no Togolese, no Cameroonian, no. It was just Oimbo. It was highbrow. So when I went there, hold on. I got there and I realized that there's really a class system in these parts of the world. You see, when you say you are doing well, you are comparing yourself to your family in Nigeria. You are definitely doing well. But compare yourself to the average income. You will realize that you are barely on that average. You are not above average. 90% of Nigerians living abroad are not above average. They are either that average or below the average, but they are rich in Nigeria. That is what I need you to listen. All of you, hold on. All of you that live in the UK, how many of you start mentioning your address? You go to hear Kent, you go to hear Milton Keynes. You would never hear I have a house on Knightsbridge or on Sloan. But meanwhile, in Nigeria, if I really wanted to live in Banana Island, if I forgo one or two things, I would live in Banana Island. There are houses in Banana Island for 20 million a year. If I was, if it was $20 million, $30 million.
How much is a house in Banana Island?
$2 million, $5 million.
I know people who are my age mate who can afford a $2 million house.
$2 million house in Nigeria is big. $2 million house abroad is average.
Even if you cannot afford 2 million, 1.5.
So hold on. And when you are average, hold on. When you are average, you see, my problem is you are looking from the eye of Nigerian poverty. So everything looks big.
No,
Not
necessarily.
as I get
Not
this approach,
necessarily.
Okay, Coco Boy, let me bring Bongoli. Let me bring Bongoli.
No, that is freeze. Let me say something, please.
Oh yeah.
So basically, that is freeze. I'm not gonna agree with that. I would say if you have a chance to bring your family to United States or any country outside Nigeria, do it.
Do it.
It will be good for you working together as a family. You can
No, listen to Coco Boy. You. The amount of people that I know that are frustrated in that process. Oh yeah, wait. Let me bring Bongoli. Oh yeah, let me bring Bongoli. Sorry.
And it worked for me and my family, and I believe it's gonna work for everyone if you're ready to work as a family.
Oh yeah, Coco Boy. Thank you.
All right, man.
Thank you. Let me bring Bongoli.
Yes, bring Bongoli.
Yes. Thank you so much, by the way, Coco Boy. Thank you so much. Love you loads. What I always say is,
perspective.
someone said the average income in the US is $59,000. If you are earning $59,000 in the UK, you will look rich to Nigerians, but you are poor in the US. That's what I've just managed to say. If you are earning $59,000 in the US, which is the average income, you will look rich to Nigerians, but you are poor in the US.
Well,
People don't like to hear the truth. I wish Bongoli would come. Make I even hear Bongoli's side.
If you're by yourself, you're okay.
yeah.
Now, if you are relocating, hold on. If you are relocating and you are young, if you are relocating and you are young,
at least
it's
over 100K. So, well, like I said, it's relative. I don't want to comment.
Bongoli, I cannot hear you. I cannot see you.
I can't see him too.
Yeah, me too.
Where is Bongoli? If you are poor in the US, you'll be rich in Nigeria. So you'll be using yourself. Where you are struggling.
Having a pool in Canada is not functional. I don't think I would ever have a house in Canada that has a pool.
You're probably gonna be using it for
3 months.
3 months.
So people need to understand, except maybe I'm living in BC.
Oh, where is Bongoli, Joe?
Maybe you should log up.
I brought him in. Then we end with him.
I want to hear Bongoli's perspective.
You know, Nigerians were used to poverty. So because there's so much poverty in Nigeria, you know what makes abroad look okay? You'll be able to afford a normal car, you'll be able to afford a normal house. But you see, you don't understand that is average. I've been to some places abroad where some plastic surgeons live. You will know that not be everybody feel live that lifestyle. That is people who live good. You that you are abroad, how many of you can send your children to Harvard? How many of you can afford to send your children to Harvard?
But you know, I don't like talking.
How many of you can afford? Do you know how much a school?
I would never.
On your income, you will send somebody to Harvard $100,000 a year.
I would neither confirm or deny.
So if you are not confirming or denying, you are not saying anything now.
Yeah, that's the whole point. Like, I will not talk personally, but I can talk about other people. I will not say I can afford this or I can afford that. I will not say. I won't say, but trust me, a lot of people can afford
You cannot afford it. Leave it. That you want to go and do a full course in Harvard. Leave it for your children. You can afford it for yourself if you are single. Okay, how do you want to afford it? Explain how you people are talking without saying anything. How are you going to afford it? Let's hear. We are talk.
Anything, I will not answer. This is what I do to people, so you will not do it to me. Daddy, please, you will not get it.
Bongoli is not coming. Bongoli is not coming. I think he's having issues.
Please log in and log back, please. Thank you.
When I go to talk.
People can trust me.
Generalize this approach.
Harvard is not a big deal. I officially log out. You people have won. I hand over to you. You people have won.
Some people
Harvard is not a big deal.
honestly.
Harvard is not a big deal.
Harvard is not a big deal. Mama Tuzi,
Yes.
oh yeah, judge the matter. Anything where you talk, we'll sign off on it.
This is too much. I'm going to be my husband has been wrecking here. He's like, I need to be free to come bring me on because it's like no. So you asked the question about the Harvard situation. The thing is that truly, yeah, it seems like people can afford it because Nigeria, we like to appear that we can afford things. It's not cheap. Not everybody can afford it.
God bless you. Hey, hold on. Only 2%. Hold on. Only 2% of Nigerians in diaspora can afford Harvard. I put it to you. Challenge that statistics.
Some people cannot. But majority can be. Besides, we are not talking about loans and scholarship. If you can get loans and scholarship,
we are not talking of scholarships, so we are talking that you can afford it from your pocket.
It's expensive. The average income in the United States is $48,000. Poverty, for you to be considered not above poverty, you have to make $21,500. If you are making less than $21,500 for a family of 4, you are considered to be in poverty. So
I sign off.
that's the thing. But
We're studying the same thing. You're talking about the average income, not the average income of Nigerians.
You are talking like Nigerians go there, and that's why you see. Listen, I may be wrong, but when I went to the UK, I did not see Nigerians in the big places. Hold on.
How much now? I didn't hear what did you say?
well, how much is what?
If you're earning less than
$21,500. That's poverty level. That's poverty.
500 in a year?
Yes.
No, that's too low.
Google it. Check it out before we take a Google it.
That's too low. Though.
Let's keep in mind that
You see, these women here are
You need
privileged.
to also understand that. You also need to understand something. Canada is different from US. In Canada, you get a lot of things for free. In the United States, you don't.
Bongoli, don't even type inside the comment section. I tried to bring you, did not agree.
Childcare. Let me even start with childcare. My 3-year-olds, how many people pay $1,400, $1,400 on a monthly basis for a 3-year-old? Not everybody, the Nigerians that you're talking about, not every Nigerians in America will pay that. They would rather have their kids at home and pay somebody that will just sit with them. I chose to do that even though I'm working from home. I chose to do that because I know my child is, if she's at home with me, she will be disturbing me. I won't be able to walk. So I just let her go. So she's been going like that. So every year, actually by the time we pay, besides that, we still pay supply fee on a quarterly basis, which is like $200. And then at the end of the year, when they send me the tax paper for my 3-year-old, I'm spending $18,000 on a 3-year-old per year.
Well,
So when you said you don't have kids, you will see. We will come back to discuss this when your kids are kids. When you have kids.
well, that's something to keep forward to, honestly.
Official DJ Bongoli. Oh yeah. Let us hear Bongoli. I want to hear Bongoli. Oh yeah, Bongoli. Oh.
Daddy, please, what is it? Daddy, please, what is it? Good evening, sir.
Good evening. Good evening. The way Ifi and Bukola made Canada look like when you enter Canada like this, they will just use Ferrari to come and pick you at the airport, carry you to the president's house. From there, you'll be going to school. Please, Bongoli, what is your take on this matter? Moke we end down here.
Daddy, please. I have little experience of Canada or in Canada, but I think Canada is a more social socialist society. Oh, thank God, someone even put it there. Sir. Canada is more of a socialist society. And I think Canada ranks number 25 out of 205 countries when it comes to taxes, 207. Mama Tusi, remember we shared that document together a couple of months ago. I shared it with you. We myself and Mama Tusi analyzed all of the tax brackets across the world. Nigeria, on the other hand, we pay one of the lowest taxes in the world, lowest tax burden in the world. We are the fifth lowest in the world. And then we are complaining about we don't have good roads, we don't have electricity, we don't have good education, but we are like the fifth or sixth worst in the world when it comes to taxes. How else will the government make money? Now, as for America, for example, Mama Tuzi gave a very good analysis on the 21,000. I actually thought it was even 36,000 or less. So I have to do some research on that. Mama Tuzi may be right, because when I did it 36,000 or less, 36,000 is like 3K per month. And 3K per month, I don't think it's poverty in America for now. No. Because if you are working at Walmart or HEB, that may be what you're earning. And that 36,000 or 30,000 or whatever, that's like almost over 40,000 Canadian dollars. So, and then in Canada is more expensive because it's a socialist society. So you pay more taxes.
Yeah, we pay
and then
more
they give you more
taxes.
benefits. Okay, let's talk about myself and Matuzi. We're talking about healthcare the other day. A lot of people, you can use America as a comparison to Canada, for example, when it comes to healthcare. America has good quality, one of the best qualities in the world. America has poor costing. America pays the highest when it comes to costing. And then access. I think in Canada, don't they have better access than America? I don't know, because
they have access for no quality. America has the best quality in healthcare, but the access is worse. Yeah.
Access and cost. I think access and
it's not debatable. We don't come for help. We don't fight here.
That's debatable.
In America, at the end of the day, you strive towards staying in areas that are expensive if you want your children to go to the better school. Because remember, it boils down on your property taxes. You pay more in property taxes. So, for example, in the Houston area that I'm in, for example, Houston is under Harris County, like local government, for example, in Nigeria. Let's look at it from a local government level. Say you are on Daddy Green, what's your local government area, sir?
Etiosa.
Compare Etiosa to Mushi local government or Shomolu local government. Of course, Etiosa. So I like to bring it back home. So compare Etiosa local government to Shomolu Bariga local government or Mushi local government. So compare the schools.
Yeah.
Compare the kind of infrastructure in those areas. So if you are going to just start paying taxes like that, why do you think they'll pay more taxes? You pay more taxes in Etiosa. And in Etiosa, you get some better and quality infrastructure and schooling and all of that.
Exactly.
So pretty much, the Western world is not a bed of roses. The Western world is not a bed of roses.
Yeah, it is.
Now, sorry, because we're rounding off. I just want to pick up your opinion on something. My two Canadian sisters said Harvard is not a big deal. Please throw some light on it. A big deal that they can afford it is easy.
I never said anything regarding what I can't afford. I consciously,
They don't call me Bogoliwe to talk that kind of
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question.
Wait. MC Oluomo's son just graduated from MIT.
Yes.
So, when I'm talking about elitism and class, I want to be controversial might call him a THUG, you can call him whatever, but it's an elite in Nigerian society. You cannot take it away from him. He paid for his son's MIT, and I know he paid 100%. I know he did not pay with scholarship. I know he paid from cash. Because if a Nigerian is paying for school abroad, we don't
pay cash. And they pay higher fees.
Come, if you, they don't drag you for comment section, no. They say they change your mouth.
University of California.
What's the percentage of Nigerians that can afford?
What's the percentage of Americans that can afford Harvard? What's the percentage of Canadians that can afford Harvard?
Let's not even limit it to Harvard. What's the
MIT, Cambridge, Oxford.
For Ivy League schools, Nigerians.
Ivy League
schools. What's the percentage of Nigerians that can afford Ivy League schools for their kids?
Well, let's look at it this way. I think Ivy League schools let's look at it this way. Which Nigerians are you talking about?
Nigerians
in Nigeria.
No, let's talk about Nigerians in Nigeria.
Less than 1%.
No. Don't say that, please. With all due respect, Mama Tuzi, I will fight you. Because according to the CBN, it's 0.5% of Nigerians that have 500,000 naira or more.
Listen to what, hold on, listen to what Bukola said. Harvard is a big deal, but it's affordable. You cannot put affordable. Harvard is not affordable. Canadians, stop lying to you people selves. Your government has been lying to you people.
I'm going to make an exception and say one thing. If I want my kids to go to Harvard, I can start planning for it now. And trust me, they will go to Harvard.
But you don't have kids.
What did you say now?
So you are planning before you even have the kids.
That's what I'm saying, that it's not a big deal.
Inflation. By that time, it might not be $100,000 again, depending on the cost, by 150 because of inflation. So you are going to pay $600,000.
You're saving for it.
See, they drag you. If they drag you, they say, but you people said it's not a big deal. Bukola, where are you?
Actually pay that kind of money. They are not even Nigerians in this overseas. Nigerians overseas are smarter than that. They know that these schools are expensive. They will support their kids with everything else they need, their supplies and everything. But they will let them fight for scholarships and loans. So that's why we encourage our kids to do very well in school, because we want them to get that scholarship and loans. We want them to go to the
Hold on. Exactly. See what Buki said, and I pin it. Bongoli, to you it might not. To some of us, it's affordable. Like I said exactly, you are the minority. You cannot base a statistics on the minority. It's like saying sleeping, because out of 1,000 people, let me give you a statistic. Each time you sleep with a woman, the chance of conception is 1 out of 100. How come people get belle the first time they sleep with a woman? Do you understand what I'm telling you? So you need to be careful when you jump in and you say you can afford it. Bukola, you have not told us your source of income. You have not told us your income. Do you understand? Because this is not Nigeria that you can just have an income. Abroad, you must be in a certain tax bracket, and tax bracket means you will be taxed. So tell us that what are you doing? Hold on. What are you doing in that Canada that can help you afford Harvard? We will tell us.
A lot of things that
wait, but you have not. You are saying a lot of things and you are not saying anything.
No, that the thing is asking what he's doing. Once you're a professional, I think you can afford a lot of things.
If you are a professional, you cannot afford Harvard. Leave it. It's like telling me you can afford a Ferrari. Hold on. It's like telling me you can afford a Ferrari or you can afford a house on Sloan.
Mama Tuzi actually said it the very right way or correctly. The Nigerians, the percentage of Nigerians that you see going to Harvard, like Nigerians, are actually coming from
on
Nigeria.
Scholarship.
They are coming from Nigeria. They are not abroad. Abroad people cannot afford it.
No. They are coming from Nigeria. They are paying cash.
How many of you people in Canada can afford MIT or Harvard or Cambridge or Oxford. No, leave this story.
My children have 15 scholarship. My children have 20 scholarship in the Western world. That's it now. And then maybe it might not be full scholarship, and then you shock it small. So I believe
let me quickly something. Daddy, please, I want you to hear this. I want you to listen to this. This is from Harvard, by the way. Financial aid program expanded. We are pleased to announce that beginning in the 2023-2024 academic year, families with annual income of up to $85,000 will be expected to contribute nothing, zero, to the cost of their child's education. So those Nigerians you are talking about now, they won't even have to contribute anything. They will contribute zero. So when we are talking about they can afford it, a lot of Nigerians will not come out and tell you how they are paying their kids' school fees. They don't tell you if they're using loan or anything, because first off, they want to be acting like they can afford it when they really, truly cannot really afford it. They will come and say, oh, my child is going to Harvard. And you know what? In abroad, we mind our business. We don't ask people, how are you paying for it and all of that. So we just make an assumption. But 2023-2024 cost of attendance is between $82,950 to $87,450, and that is for in-state. For out-of-state international students, it's
Now, hold on. Let me now break your heart. All those scholarship levels for Harvard, they're like 2% or 3%. Because the Sultan of Brunei does not need a scholarship to send his grandson to Harvard. So I want to put it to you, how many of you watching this live are your children going to Harvard, or did you go to Harvard? You see the answer is zero. I put it to you, there are 1,000 people watching me across board, and out of this 1,000, 800 are abroad, and out of these 800, none of you passed through Harvard at any level, or MIT, or any top Ivy League school.
Daddy, please, before you ask that question, Mama Tuzi made a point now, and I think he just went off the radar. Like, he just went down. We didn't get it. Mama Tuzi said something about in-state and out-of-state. Out-of-state means that...
Satellite campus.
He said you are going to pay 2.5. So let us multiply 80,000 times 2.5. So 80,000 times 2.5, that is 160. That's 200,000. That's 200,000. 80 times 2.5 is 200,000. So that means the Nigerian from Nigeria is going to pay $200,000 cash for just tuition alone. Then if they're going to pay for upkeep, the hostel or the dormitory where that person is going to stay, whatever. So annually, daddy or mommy is going to be spending $250,000. Which work you want to do for that way, go $250,000. But people, they go out from Nigeria direct.
Now, let me now break your heart. Hold on. Let me break your heart. Hold on. Let me break your heart. As long as you are sacrificing or struggling to make a payment, you can't afford it.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Good. So all of you, including you, Ify, unless you are earning...
You don't know that.
Because oh yeah, tell us, how much are you earning? Tell us, how much are you earning? How much are you earning? Tell us.
She's doing good.
So where is Buki? Where is IB's Love Haven? She don't run.
I don't know, because just because Mogoli, you cannot afford it, that doesn't mean some other people cannot afford it. That's fine.
Baba, if not so,
I have enough time to afford whatever for my
hold
kids.
on. If not so,
You may not have enough.
But that's why there's education, right? Now in US, we have education accounts and all of this that you can open for.
Anyway, congratulations, Nigerians. You don't need to go to Harvard.
But a lot of people feel deep into it if they fall into something.
All right, let me end here. Congratulations, Nigerians. You don't need to go to Harvard. Bola Ahmed Tinubu Asiwaju has brought student loan to Nigeria. If you are in Nigeria, go and collect your student loan. You'll be all right.
We're supposed to make it a full topic and come and talk about it. Because one time, if you are going to go and collect money from PalmPay,
Oh my baby.
You can see that you see that particular bill that was passed into law has its pros and has its cons. It's not just uhuru or sweet. It has its own downside. The downside is one of the downsides are that school fees are going to be expensive. You know, we're not going to pay for cheap education anymore. Cheap education is gone. When I was in Unilag, back then my tuition was 6,500 naira.
Anyway, Bongoli, I'm going to bring you on and we're going to have this session tomorrow evening. Let's do it.
Our education is going to get better. Our education is going to improve now. Everybody going to do their way.
So, for people like Ifi who supported Bola Ahmed Tinubu, congratulations. Things are going well.
Daddy, please. Daddy, please don't support rubbish. You don't support nonsense. Daddy, please go and invest in stock, Nigerian stock. Nigerian stock. It's highest now.
Ifi.
We don't support nonsense.
Ifi.
Calm down.
Ifi. Ifi, my darling, bye. Mama Tuzi, bye. Bongoli.
Bye.